obviously when the start of the year, how do you front up to your players, I guess, throughout the week to kind of instill the confidence that, you know, things aren't going to turn?
Oh, I think that there's a huge difference between some winless starts to the year and when you're being blown off the park and you're not competitive, and then I think the players feel a sense of helplessness, and as a coach you're trying to show them the way forward and the way out. But to be perfectly honest, the players are really buoyant. I mean, I do have that concern because when the losses keep mounting up, then morale's a really important factor. But I think the competitive nature of the way we've played, and really, you know, we felt that we've lost some close games, but they shouldn't have been close at all. You know, they should have been. We should have put the result far beyond doubt a lot earlier than we did, and we let the opposition come back. So morale's not an issue, but the losses keep mounting up. It will be. So we've got to do something about it.
Have the leaders kind of stood up, you know, in meetings this week to kind of address exactly what you're doing wrong in these close games?
Not any more than they would normally. They've been fantastic this year in terms of their leadership. Jack Siebel's doing an outstanding job, and his leadership group are leading from the front, not just with their performances, but the way they're keeping the young guys up. And but I've spoken to all of our players this week, and you know, I haven't had to do anything out of the ordinary to try and keep their morale up.
Further to that, have you done any sort of extra situational training around those close losses?
Yeah, we've got a bit of work to do on that. Yeah, a bit of a comedy of errors, which is, and we've had a lot of turnover of our list, and so we've got a lot of different players in there, so still learning some what we would think is some pretty fundamental and simple things for the way we want to play. But you know, we'll work. Those are things that are just so easy to fix and so quick to fix, but they're magnified because they're the difference between winning and losing.
What have you made of Gold Coast out here, Brad? Some big wins and some big losses as well.
Yeah, I think they're a talented side that when they get the game on their terms, they're really, really effective. And we've seen probably both sides of that, where they've had the run of play going against them, and when they're able to get the momentum going their way, they're a pretty formidable force. So they're in a way they're unpredictable, or their results would suggest that. But I think when you analyse a bit deeper, they are pretty predictable in the way they play because they've got some serious talent around the ball.
You haven't played him since April last year. Does that make it a bit tricky? It's not an anomaly because that can happen, but you know, it's been a while.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter really if we played them round 23 last year. Both sides are very different. You know, as I said at the start, we turned over our list by 25%. You know, we've played 30 players already this year. There's a chance we'll play more this week. So, you know, the teams are just completely different.
Interesting TV interview with you on Tuesday night. What have you made of the reaction to that?
Which reaction is that?
Well, David King thought it was a bit weird last night, he said, and there's been other commentators that have thought that it was quite openly honest.
So I'm getting criticised for being honest.
I mean, no, just the comments, I guess, of you saying you're going to review kind of with the club at the end of the year moving forward, given you're already contracted for next year, I guess was what David King was responding to. I mean,
yeah. No, I think that let me be unequivocal. My commitment to North Melbourne has never wavered, ever, and it's not wavering now. What I clearly said was that I'll always do what's in the best interest of North Melbourne, and like I do with players, when you pick the team each week and you take part in list management, you do what's best for the football club. And that's something we're always analysing. And if you're not doing that, you probably should be.
Can you understand why there might have been some confusion from fans, given you said that you would analyse it at the end of the year and review it?
What I said was that my commitment to North has never wavered, and what we should do at the end of each year is analyse what's best for the football club. And you know, when you have coaches and players who put their personal interests ahead of the club's, then you're going to be in trouble. And what I'm clearly saying is that I'll always put the football club's interests first. And while I think that I'm the best person to coach the football club, and they want me to coach the football club, that's what will be happening.
So do you think that reaction to your comments has been overblown then?
Oh, to be honest, I'm not avoiding your question. I just don't know what reaction you're talking about. I don't really engage too much in it.
Tom Lynch, obviously a massive task for probably Robbie Tarrant, or you know, your defensive six as a whole. Is Robbie kind of get that job on him?
Possibly. I think, yeah, certainly for fair parts of the game, he'll play on him. But we've got pretty flexible, tall defenders, so we'll just weigh that up and see how they structure up. But we're pretty flexible in the way we'll go about it from quarter to quarter.
A couple of guys named as tests on your injury list on Tuesday in Sean Higgins and Todd Goldstein. Where are they at?
Yeah, I think Higo will be right. He trained pretty well on Tuesday. The boys who played pulled up a little bit sore after the game. Should be okay, but again, I don't want to make any statements because I'll be proven wrong. So we'll just see how they pull up tomorrow, but we're optimistic.
What about Brad Bruce as well?
Yeah, Prussy's available. Yep.
Just on that, Zeeble and Brown also listed as test same similar position with those.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, they'll do a little bit today, probably not as much as the rest of the group, but we expect them to be available, but we'll wait and see how they pull up tomorrow.
5 rounds into the year. Is Andrew Swallow still in your best 22?
Yeah, well, we know what Andrew's capable of at his best. I mean, he's got to look to recapture his best form, but he's a fierce competitor, former captain, real hard nut and real professional the way he goes about it. So, we'll always, support Andrew and work at getting him back to his best, and we'll just have to analyse the best 22 each week.
How far away is Jared Wade?
Possibly a week. He wants to play this week, but he's not quite ready for that. Although he's training well, but he's just not quite at the level we need him to be at right at the minute. Majak Dawes the other one who won't play this week, so he's been battling a little bit of a quad that he's been able to play with, but he just can't reproduce what we expect of him. So we'll just take him out this week and try and get him fully fit so that we can get him back in the senior side as soon as possible.